The words had barely left his lips before I rose. "Your position is being terminated." Without looking at me, he delivered the news, hands folded, resembling a priest administering last rites. In 2 weeks, I would be parted from a 7-figure commission. 8 months of flights, dinners, late nights, and whispered promises had culminated in that well-timed calendar reminder. I smiled, thanked him for the opportunity, chose not to argue or remind him I'd taken the account from a competitor he'd pursued for 3 years. I gathered my notebook, left my badge on the desk, and walked away as if nothing had transpired. The elevator doors closed, reflecting my composed countenance. It was then that I realized he'd erred in his calculations. We had met 6 years prior when the company still harbored ambition. He'd gripped my hand firmly, spoken of building something substantial, something honest. He asserted he valued loyalty, promised we'd grow together. I chose to trust him due to his promotion, flattery of my performance, and his support in boardrooms where I took the lead in discussions. Trust isn't forged through grand acts, it's cultivated gradually. He remained consistent until the stakes became substantial. The warning signs were subtle. Redrawing territories without notice, a junior representative included on emails that were previously exclusive to me, and an unexpected scrutiny of my contract details. I observed everything but chose not to respond. The evidence materialized 2 weeks prior to my termination, concealed in an email he didn't realize I could access. My account my client reassigned, pending organizational changes. I closed the message and continued working. Closed the deal, secured the signatures, ensured the client agreement was watertight. Endurance is a skill I honed daily. When he dismissed me, I allowed him to believe he had triumphed. That's a mistake people like him often make. They presume silence equates to submission. That night, I waited in my car until the office lights turned off. Then I made one solitary call, not to a lawyer or HR, but to the client. Our relationship was solidified through traditional means, keeping promises and refraining from seeking recognition. I informed him that I was parting ways with the company. I didn't disclose my reasons nor placed any blame. Instead, I posed a query. Would he prefer me to serve as his point of contact during implementation? There was a moment's silence, then laughter, then I thought you already had. The following morning, the client invoked the clause that my superior had overlooked. This provision linked commission vesting to client approval and continuous representation. They demanded that I continue as an external consultant until go live. Administrative departments became involved, compliance, legal, and finance. My supervisor attempted to rationalize it, presenting it as a misunderstanding. However, paper disregards excuses and contracts don't react to tone. An audit ensued, not just for my project, but for others as well. Patterns often emerge once the correct strand is pulled. A month had passed, and we found ourselves in the same office looking out the same window. This time, he couldn't help but stare at me. The case was resolved, commission received, penalties imposed, his bonus on hold, pending evaluation. He tried to speak. I halted him with a gesture. I didn't intimidate nor gloat. Instead, I expressed gratitude for enlightening me about the true nature of the game. That stung him more than any rage ever could. With my check cleared and my standing unscathed, I left. The client approached me 6 months later, followed by 2 others. I don't dwell on revenge as people commonly envision it. There were no shouting matches, no slammed doors, just precision, timing, and the quiet joy of witnessing a man's downfall brought about by the very rules he believed he alone comprehended. Betrayal offers many lessons. The most valuable one is this: never mistake kindness for weakness.